Uh-oh. 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 Hello and what is going on, lovely people of the internet? It is Hootmoney here with another video for you guys today. Today, we're going to be talking about BBIG stock because there's a chance that this thing bottomed out. It's been coming down. It broke its diagonal uptrend just a few weeks ago, and that was a risk. It moved down. But I have reason to believe that this stock could have potentially bottomed out here. And the reasoning behind this is I think there is a solid shot that small caps and growth stocks have also bottomed out in the market. And this is due to what the Federal Reserve said. Jay Powell said the magic word today. He said 25 basis point hike in March. There was tons of uncertainty in the market around whether it was going to be a 50 basis point, which is worse for the market, or 25 basis point hike, which is better for the market. So Jay Powell said the magic word. He said 25 basis point. The market pumped like crazy today. S&P 500's up 2%. So it's been overall a pretty wild day in the market, and BBIG saw some upside. So I wanted to bring you guys this video and explain my thoughts on what's going on with this stock. Anyways, if y'all enjoyed this content, drop a like on the video. Always highly appreciated. And without further ado, let's hop right into it. I'd like to quickly thank the sponsor of today's video, which is Moomoo. I'll do this one fast. You can deposit $1 on their platform, get up to $7,000 in free stock. Absolutely amazing, absolutely crazy. All you have to do is click the link in the description or pinned comment section, make an account, link your bank account, deposit $1, and boom, you can get up to $7,000 in free stock. You can potentially get an Apple stock, Amazon stock, Google stock, trade that thing up. Free money. I've seen someone get over $700 in free value just from this Moomoo promotion. You can find it using the links below, and let's get right back into the video. All right, so quickly we're going to go over the option chain. As you guys can see, March 4th, there's actually a decent amount of call options that are expiring on this Friday, but let's ignore that. We also have March 18th. Again, there's a bunch of call options expiring. Like, this is way more than the average stock. BBIG in general has a ton of call options, way more than the average stock. It has one of the highest put to call ratios in the entire market, which is extremely bullish. Actually, the lowest put to call ratio, not the highest. Highest is bearish, lowest is bullish. It has one of the lowest. But look at this here. April 14th, 2022. This is the expiration where we are more than likely, in my opinion, to get an absolute rally in this company. So you can see right here, 19,000 at the $3 strike price, 15,000 at the 3.5, 35,000 at the 4, 23,000 at the 4.5, 59,000 at the 5. This is the most open interest in any options contract in all of BBIG. 9,000 here at 5.5, and then 40,000 there at the 6. So it's going to be wild. And there's a curveball right here, 35,000 at the 10 as well on April 14th. So it's going to be wild leading up to April. I'm going to quickly show my Twitter at HootmoneyYT. Follow me if you guys haven't already, or else you're going to miss out on literally free value. If you liked BBIG at 350 plus, you're going to love it at 250. And then in all seriousness, we've reached levels where reward outweighs risk. No need to chase it when it runs in April if you position yourself near 52-week lows. I mean, just yesterday, it was positioned very well below 250. And in retrospect, it was a pretty decent entry. And that was pretty much max fear in the market. I also have to show my Twitter for this call out that I made this morning before the big move. I noticed that there were a ton of sweep options being placed right around 9:30. So because of this, I anticipated that there might be a move. It was extremely bullish, 86% bullish premium right there. So it was definitely an anomaly. I have not been seeing this. It's been mostly bearish or split in BBIG. So as soon as I noticed this, had to call people out. And that just comes to show that someone always knows. These moves that we see right here, a lot of the time they can be anticipated, but you have to be diligent. You have to be able to pay attention, or you can just follow Hootmoney and you can get it for free. Anyways, follow me on Twitter. That's it. We can look at market Cipher right here. Let's move into the weekly chart now. Ignore these lines on the screen right now. These are spider lines. They're kind of like a Fibonacci retracement. It's an interesting concept that we don't really have time to go over. Looking at the weekly candles here on Market Cipher, they did print a red dot as of last week. However, when we're looking back here, November of 2020 is the best comparison for BBIG, is that the red dots, when they're on the negative blue momentum waves, they really don't mean too much. You can see right here in November 2020, the sell-off was only from 167 down to like 129, which I guess is a decent sell-off for a stock worth that little, but it's really not a crazy sell-off. So I don't expect the bearish pressure there on the weekly to really take us down. Daily chart is looking fantastic. We're gonna get a green dot, potentially a big green dot. Last time we got the big green dot, successful signal. Every single time pretty much we got the green dot on the daily chart, it has led to some upside. The last two were right here, boom, boom. We also got one right here, boom, boom, boom. Now we have it on much lower momentum right here. Right here was a good signal, very similar to this one back there in October. Here was obviously a good signal, and then here was obviously a good signal. So again, guys, it is up today, but longer term, it could reverse its trend. And like I mentioned, I am definitely bullish leading into this April expiration. I'll keep talking about it. I'll just keep talking about it. Here we have the 4-hour chart. The 4-hour chart showed some slight bullish divergence, as you guys can see. Comparing it to the price action that we saw from these candles, there is a bit of bullish divergence. Again, that alerted you guys in pre-market, just showing the power of Market Cipher. You can check out Market Cipher using that link below in the description. But as you guys can see, even on this 4-hour chart, there is still room to run before it becomes overbought. So I don't think it's necessarily worth selling as of yet. I think it's a strong hold. It's not financial advice. If you haven't yet entered into a position, potentially look for it on a dip, because it is a bit overbought on these shorter time frames. As you guys can see, the hourly chart, it becomes overbought. The 30-minute chart, again, it's a pretty overbought right now. And then the 15-minute chart as well, it looks like it's about to print that red dot. So no need to really chase here at 262. I mean, if you don't care, then it's completely fine. But if you want like the perfect entry, you could probably still get it for 250. That's all I'm gonna say about that. But again, on these longer time frames like the daily chart, it's looking really good. And I'll reiterate the fact that I do believe that small caps have found a short-term bottom due to what Jerome Powell mentioned, was that there's going to be likely a 25 basis point rate hike in March. That is a very bullish news for the market, as there was so much uncertainty and people believed that there would potentially be a 50 basis point hike, and even Bullard from the Fed also was pushing that 50 basis point hike. So getting that confirmation from Jerome Powell himself is an extremely bullish indicator, and we saw it be reflected in the SPY today. So hopefully that allows us to push and form an uptrend again in the S&P 500. And obviously BBIG being in IWM, which is 40% shorted right now, being one of the more explosive stocks in the small cap category, I do believe BBIG will likely see some higher upside compared to other small cap stocks. Fintel has it at number 68 on the short squeeze leaderboard. It's likely to move up tomorrow. 350 shares available to short according to Fintel. The latest cost to borrow actually declined greatly, down to 8%. This will get harder as the stock price does trend up, or it will get higher, not harder. Excuse me about that. The aggregate short volume ratio today was 58%. No surprise, as we did go up today. That's gonna happen. There's gonna be failure to delivers that come out of it. We also got more failure to delivers here leading into the February 18th expiration as well. 2 million on 209, 2.7 million right there on 210, 1.3 on 211, and then on Valentine's Day, it was 1.4 million failure to delivers. And if you just look at this chart right here, you guys can see the absolute insane amount of failure to delivers which occurred in January through February. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. This stock has some of the highest failure to delivers in the entire stock market. Another super interesting thing is it has a 0.11 put to call ratio, which is very low. Out of 5,517 stocks on Fintel's list that they're measuring for the put to call ratio, BBIG is ranked 4,696, and higher is better. So it has one of the lowest put to call ratios and some of the best short interest data, and it's technically set up beautiful. I just don't see the real insane amounts of risk at these price levels, especially 250 and below. I just don't see it. As you guys can see, it was about 0.2 around the beginning of February, and it has been dropping ever since. So as the share price has been dropping, people have been getting more bullish, people have been greedy, while others are fearful, and I'm proud of that. Ortex data has been getting a little crazy lately after all of those returned and borrowed shares. Short interest is still high here at 22%, but it is down from what it was at over here in January. It was at 31%, and then February is at 27%. So it is slightly down, but it is still crazy. Cost to borrow is down too, as the utilization is down to 94.7%. Again, as we trend up, these statistics will start shooting up and it'll get even crazier. So again, I'm not too worried about that. And the best thing about this data is that we went from 34 million shares on loan to only 28 million. So there's going to be less room for manipulation as the shares on loan are getting closer to what the actual short interest is. So it's going to be a lot harder for people behind the scenes who have control of a bunch of these shares to manipulate the short interest data via returned and borrowed shares that aren't actually being shorted. And then right here we have the unusual whale flow. So just $10,000 premium or more, ask side only. This is just the general flow that I look at to see if big money is buying or selling this stock, if they're betting bullish or bearish. And as you guys can see, it was majority bullish. A lot of people were targeting this 414 $3 call option. And as you guys can see, over the past week, there has been heavy accumulation. As you see, this blue bar goes up each and every single day. And this was as the price was going down, which shows that as the stock price was trending down, it was becoming an accumulation zone, which shows that there's potential for upward movement in the future. If we slap on the bid side, I'm not seeing any bid side action whatsoever over $10,000 in premium or more, which is good because there's probably not too much call selling pressure on this stock anymore. People probably got out of their calls for the most part on that recent dip. Looking at the historical options flow right here, you guys can see we did spike up in options volume. We're up about 50% from what we were at yesterday. Now remember, it's always a bit riskier to get in on the stock when the call option volume is higher. You want to be doing it when the call option volume is low, because if we look at this chart, we'll slap on those daily candles. You can see that it typically peaks out when call option volume is high. It's happened 3 separate occasions. And then here we have the biggest option trades of the day, about 60% bullish. The biggest was actually buying a put. Now this put option that was bought, the biggest option trade of the day, is actually down, which is pretty wild. The rest of them were calls up here. There was another put bought here for 18K premium going for 325. This one's down as well. That was at 9:30 a.m. So RIP your puts. So for the most part, the put buyers on this list are down, and that is a good thing. That's a good thing. Most active chains today are the 3-4, so the March 4th. So in 2 days, the $250 call and then the $3 call. It's a waste of money, honestly, betting on those ones. You don't know what the heck it's going to do throughout this week, but there's tons of gamblers in this stock. I mean, I would personally think the 414s are almost a no-brainer in my personal opinion. But if you want to speculate on weekly options on BBIG, that's you do you, my friend. Dark pool volume still relatively low right here. If we move down to the gamma exposure, as you guys can see, there's a massive amount of gamma at this $3 strike. Again, this has some of the highest net gamma relative to the float in the entire stock market. It's absolutely insane. If there's a stock that's going to do an insane gamma squeeze in 2022, in my opinion, it's probably going to be BBIG. I mean, that's how insane the options chain is for BBIG. I can't express this enough. And that's basically it, my friends. I hope you guys enjoyed, but more importantly, I hope you guys learned something, especially about being greedy while no one's talking about it when everyone thinks it's a dead stock when it's near 52-week lows. Because above all else, you make money when you buy something. You don't make money when you sell something. You make money based on your entry point. So focusing on that entry point, making sure that it is absolutely pristine, perfect, nothing better. You don't jump on it. You don't chase it. Just getting that entry point and having conviction is one of the best things that you can learn as a trader and investor. So with that being said, screw the money. It's all about education in the end, and work out here getting educated. So I'm happy about that. Drop a like if y'all enjoyed the video. Subscribe to the channel if y'all are new. Check out Moomoo if you want up to $7,000 in free stock, using the links below in the description or pinned comment section. And if you want all of my buy and sell alerts, you can find it using the first link in the description, as well as a private Discord with me and other VIP members. I'm working on a very high conviction earnings play leading up to next week, a play that I believe is very fundamentally undervalued as is, and has potential to kill it on earnings because they have absolutely insane revenue growth, an amazing balance sheet, and they are trading near their 52-week low. And other stocks in its industry pretty much all had very, very bullish earnings. So with all of those factors combined, I do believe this stock will have a good run up to earnings and potentially some very good earnings itself. So you can find that due diligence as well in the VIP trade alerts using that first link below. But that's all I got for the video. Hope y'all enjoyed. I'll be seeing you guys next time. Have a wonderful day. See ya.